Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're doing well. I'd like to say this is going to be a quick video, but unfortunately due to the top of this video I don't think it's going to be that quick. I'm sat here at the end of the day on a Saturday, sort of contemplating things that need to get done next week. I'm thinking I am just surrounded by broken cars. I think you're going to be shocked how many broken cars and things that need fixing that I have around me at the moment, and I think it's definitely time to get a new mechanic on board, an additional mechanic. So if you are in the southwest and you are a mechanic of at least, I guess, level 2, or even if you're like a, an assistant technician or something, hit me up on office@barrowmotors.co.uk and there may well be a job for you. Yeah, the list is pretty much endless, and it's not just here at Barrow Motors, it's down at, let me see if I can show you on my little CCTV, the little infamous farm site. Let's just walk and talk, I suppose. Let's go and have a look what we've got here that needs fixing. So head around into the workshop. This one's not broken per se, but needs some work. In fact, we've sold my lovely Porsche 911 Carrera 2S, but it's got a leaky something to do with something, I don't even know. This thing up there, but the exhaust system has to come off to get it out, so that's a pretty minor job. That's going to be a Monday thing. No, not Monday, it's bank holiday. That's going to be a Tuesday thing, so that'll get done, but it's sold. My lovely Porsche, the lovely new powder coated alloy wheels, has sold, but needs must. The other ramp, oh look, it's another Porsche, but this one is a 3.6 Cayman S. And you would have seen this in my comparison video between the two Porsches, and I've had this for quite a while because probably for the last 6 months we have been having the engine reconditioned and all sorts really. In fact, we sold this as well, and then we started to notice that it was a bit smoky on cold start. And it was fine once it was warm, but we started to get real suspicions that it had some bore scoring, and we thought, well, let's whip the engine out. And Steph, who works here, whipped the engine out, sort of stripped it all down, figured out that, I don't know which one it was. In fact, I can probably show you the piston, whether there's any signs of marking on that. But yeah, it had bore scoring on just one of them, on one of the cylinders. Well, that is piston number 6. It looks like it has been marked there, if you can see that. So yeah, we kind of had it, the cylinder block re-sleeved, etc, etc, put it back together. Couldn't quite get it to run right. It was a bit of a nightmare. We took the engine back out again and then sent it down to SES Porsche in Devon, who within about 2 minutes realised that I think we had the cams the wrong way around, although we thought we'd checked them and we'd buggered around with it a million times. That was that. We just, simple mistakes. It usually is, and that was about 500 quid to get that figured out and sorted. And then actually, then the engine got dropped by someone, and they had to replace parts on it, etc, etc. So, and then it's just been, brought back here, kind of semi back in, but this is one of those jobs that's back burner, having only one full-time mechanic here at the moment. It's just one of those jobs, like an in-betweeny type job, and it's not quite finished, but it's like a £15,000 car, so it's hurting me on the inside a little bit, but it will get done. It's a really nice car, and it will have just had a complete engine refurbishment, so that will be nice at least. Right, let's head outside through the tyre bay. Jordan is here spray dipping a car. We've got 318i, which we recently just sold. I think just like an engine management light had come on since they took it away, and TPMS lights keep flickering on and off. Of course, bank holiday, so they dropped it off to us on the Friday when we weren't here, and the chaps will look at that on the Monday morning. Here's one that I sold like 10 months ago, white Jaguar XF, and an exhaust hanger's broken. Look at that. It's just the exhaust hanging down, and they tried to reject it through the finance company for that reason, because an exhaust hanger had rusted through and fallen off. To which, of course, when they started asking about this, was 7 months after they bought it. I said, no one's even, the customer hasn't even spoken to us, just the finance company has. So I said, bring it back, we'll have a look at it. And it's taken 3 months for them to get it back to us here now, with a flat tyre and a flat battery. And obviously they've not been driving it, and I think they just want to get out of it somehow. But all we need to do is sort an exhaust hanger on there. So bizarre, really. So we're going to sort that Tuesday morning, and I think we'll even deliver it back to them and say, there's your car back. This is Josh's E39. Is it an E39? 5 Series estate. He's had a little boo-boo happen there. It's not meant to have cambery type things going on. That is how it should look. But he did have a wee accident with a lamppost, probably mid-drift. So yeah, he's gone to check something, and I can't remember what it is. Control arm or something. It's completely snapped. So yeah, that's one staff car hanging around here that needs work. How's it going now, Jordan?
It's as good as it's going to get.
Jordan enjoyed his spray dipping experience so much that he's now doing this MX-5 for someone. But
it's been not just any MX-5 though. It's a 1.6 turbo import from Japan.
Ooh.
So it makes it
I don't know. What is it?
1.6 turbo import from Japan. So
very nice.
a little bit more pressure than a normal MX-5.
So it's not your average MX-5, so it's fair enough. But yeah, now it's got a black dip job on it. Then we move into Death Row, as I call it. Mini has just come in. One of the lads was driving it back, and they had some blue smoke come out, but it apparently then picked up. It seemed underpowered. They thought, oh, I'll carry on driving it and get it back. And then it had a puff of blue smoke, seemed to go better, and then it died. I don't know why he carried on driving it, why he didn't switch around to the other car, which is another car that's now on the forecourt and is fine. So that is something we're going to have to look into next week. Probably a turbo. Then we've got the Astra Coupe, which you probably, half of you will look up the reg and see that it's failed its MOT, and that needs a little bit of sorting stuff out. But it's finding time to get all this stuff done. Then, God, it's overwhelming, the amount of cars out here, actually. It's a bit crazy. This is obviously where we stack up all our old tyres and everything. Another car we sold and had to come back. This is a 1.6 EcoBoost Focus Estate. So I guess it's pretty much the same engine as Dan's got in his Fiesta ST over there. But head gasket's gone. It was losing coolant a little bit, and the chap brought it back to us and we checked it over, and it seemed to still have all of its coolant. And we just couldn't actually seem to find there was actually a problem. But now it's come back, I think, for the second time, and yeah, the head gasket is clearly gone. So we're going to have to do that, but it needs special tools for doing the head and the timing and stuff like that. So again, just another one we put to the back burner, and yeah, obviously we need more technicians here. Next is a Honda Accord Estate that Sophie had down the farm, and it was all hunky-dory, and I think it had, I can't remember, good MOT, etc, etc. It drove really well. It's a 2.2 petrol, but then it just started making a knocking noise, and we think it might have been the adjustable tappets. So we took the head off, tried that. It's not that, it's something else, but God knows what at the moment. We haven't really got time to get delving into it because we're so busy just prepping cars that have sold already and going out that we're not really getting time to diagnose these other ones. Next, smart car, which was our runaround smart car, actually, one that we had sign written up for Cars Bought for More and used for a long, long time, and it's actually only on about 40,000 miles. And my other half was driving it around for a while, but all of a sudden it won't select gears and whatever, and I think the selector fork is what we're saying, or what Dan's saying, has punched through the whatever, and apparently it's a fairly common thing on these, so we need to whip the gearbox out, check that, and maybe do a new clutch or whatever on there. But again, it's just having time. Here's Dan's Fiesta ST, which, if you haven't seen the video of him blowing it up, that'll be up here, I think. Yeah, so I think he might have blown piston rings or a piston ring or something, He was worried he'd overhauled a cylinder, but he hasn't. Checked that all out, everything seems okay. Just needs to get around to fixing it up, but which is why I bought him the Daihatsu Move, so that he had a car to drive rather than have to take stuff off the forecourt. So that, yeah, God knows when that will get done, but it's kind of just taking that space in this yard that we could do with using, to be honest. So I am going to have to crack the whip and insist that that gets done at some point. There's a Lexus IS 250. I will never, ever, ever buy another one of these ever again. They're just an absolute rust buckets. The IS 200s seem a lot better than these. Much more fun to drive, but yeah, these just bad news. So this one's rear subframe is corroded, I think, or rear subframe bushes are gone on this. That's all it really needed, actually. But there's another red one around somewhere. I think that might be over here. We're going to have a quick look in a minute. That one's rusted out on the subframe and other things. So basically what we're going to try and do, because it's so hard to get parts for these IS 250s as well, and the rear subframe bushes, which I ordered from Lexus for this, were 450 quid. It's just 2 round bits of rubber. We're going to have to try and make one good car out of the 2, and it's going to be this one, which is the automatic, and then the manual one, which we'll go and have a look at in a minute, we're going to keep, because it's going to be on saving. It's just not going to be economical. And I'll tell you about that in a minute. But yeah, they're just bad news, these. So I'd tread very, very cautiously if you're looking at getting a Lexus IS 250 of that generation, 2005 to 2010 or whenever they made them. Just, they've always been a nightmare for me. Then last one in here is a nice little Mercedes C220, I think it was, or C250. Black with a nice little AMG alloy wheels. One that we sold, but came back to us because they thought the head gasket had gone, but pretty rare on a diesel that head gasket goes. And in fact, we think it's probably just an oil cooler has given way and cross-contaminated, so we need to swap that. But again, it's quite a big job, I think about 5 or 6 hours. So I'm waiting for some time to do that. Just the list of jobs goes on and on. Okay, to the forecourt. So, because literally death row so full, we've had to put them around here. This red IS 250 is going to be my new project drift car, because some of the things that it needs repairing, welding, etc., rear subframe, is, you know, it's just non-economical to repair. We can make welding repairs to it and whatever to make it kind of structurally sound for doing drifting and whatnot, but it probably wouldn't be very good for an M&T point or you know, selling it on to someone else. So we're going to make one good car, the grey one, out of these 2, and this one we'll just use for our own fun, basically. And I have got a drift day coming up on the 22nd. Didn't think I was going to make it because the other half was determined to go to a horse auction, and I needed to go with her and drive the horses in a trailer or whatever. But yeah, I think that might be off now, so fingers crossed. We might have to, but we'll have to weld the diff on this and kind of figure out what we're going to do with it. Pretty sharpish because it's the 8th now, so not very long at all to get that sorted. OGs of the channel may remember that I have a Lexus IS 200, which I've already done the diff and everything on to do some drifting in, but as you can imagine, so many projects here and whatever. I actually sold that, and in anticipation of using this red IS 250. So yeah, that will be the new drift car. We have to do some work on it. I don't think I'll do a video because it wasn't particularly popular as videos go for kind of drift preparing that. But the Lexus IS 200's gone, and I think that is it for cars at the garage. Let's teleport down the land and I'll tell you what's down there. Okay, here we are. And previously when we were back at the garage, I said about the Mini having issues. That was a complete lie. That was a customer's car back there. I've just remembered this is our Mini that had the turbo issue. So yeah, it will start and run just about but not very well. This one's okay, we haven't got to worry about that one. This is our 1 Series Coupe that you should have seen a video on. If you haven't, shame on you. It's a video done recently. That's a horse box, we don't have to worry about that. This is my Suzuki Ignis Sport, which I very much still want to fix up myself, but yeah, time, space, all that sort of stuff, difficult at the minute. Then we have, what have we got? Let's have a little look. Metro, or the Rover 100 I should say, that's okay. This Outback, it's got a bit of an issue where the gearbox gets hot. It just throws up a warning on the dashboard. I don't know what's going to happen with that. We might auction it off, spares repairs it or something. Sophie's Ranger that she bought by accident from auction. Yeah, again, if you haven't seen that video, I'll try and put it up here. I'm going to have loads of links to put in, aren't I? It's failed on some MOT stuff. Nothing major, just suspension bits and pieces. But, you know, it's just sat there, not getting done. A little Mini also needs some MOT stuff. And the MX-5 also MOT repairs. Trust me, I feel great shame in the amount of cars that I have here dotted around. It's a lot of money's worth that needs fixing up. Maybe I need to do this video to kind of compound the shame on myself and make sure that I get it sorted. I guess this happens though when you've got a lot of cars for sale and one, you know, fails as MOT, doesn't, oh, okay, right, put it as a back burner, the next one is easy. And if you're not very efficient, then this is easily done, I think. I'm not making excuses for myself. I definitely, you know, it drives me crazy having these cars here that aren't fixed. I want cars in, fixed, sold, gone. That's, you know, I don't want stuff hanging around, sitting here waiting for work. So, yeah, it's one. It starts off 1 or 2 cars, not so bad. You'll get round to those, and another one crops up, and another one crops up. And the only reason I got sort of 3 cars in that scrapyard back at the garage is because they're still there that I've bought back. Just because we just haven't got around to them. You know, it doesn't happen very often, but when it does, it's just they just get put on the back burner and move on to the ones that have come in and are able to be sold. So yeah, I very much must pull my finger out. And in fact, over in the distance over there is the £150 Corsa that also still needs some work, but it's probably going to live here now on this farm forever because I load it up with hay and bomb off down over the fields through yonder. So yeah, lots and lots of cars. It could get quite depressing, really. All these cars to fix up, but I've been here before. I know we will get through it. We will sort them out. And yeah, I guess time is the issue, which means staff is the issue. Having enough man hours to get this stuff done. So yeah, I think refocused my thoughts. I need to get some adverts out to advertise for some technicians, and then we can start getting through this stuff, because as I say, it's a lot of money sat there, not just going to waste, nothing being done with it. But there you are. I hope you've enjoyed the video. It's sharing in my woes. It's buying and selling cars by anyone's stretch of the imagination. It shouldn't even be considered to be an easy job, really. It's easy to buy a car and sell it. It's an easy trade to get into. It's a difficult, very difficult trade to be kind of efficient and good at. Yeah, there's a lot of pitfalls when it comes to selling cars. It's very easy to buy a car, sell it, make a profit, and that's that. But beyond that, if you're trying to make it an actual kind of career in a business, it can be pretty difficult. Anyway, if you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, please like the video. If you're looking to sell a car, because, you know, I need some more, visit carsboughtformore.com. And otherwise, I will see you next time. Oh, and if you're wondering what's in these bags that we've made a massive wall out over there, I don't know how many bags are here. 40, I think. It's 2 Arctic lorries worth. So imagine what we've got there. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. Yeah, I think there's 40 bags here, which is 20 tons of shredded automotive carpet. Look at that stuff. 20 tons of that stuff. 3,500 £1,000 all to go in a horse riding arena for horses to run around on. Crazy, a waste product. It's quite cool, I suppose, to see how certain companies are making a business out of a waste product. Here is the horse riding arena for my dear other half. So first goes down all this stone, and then on top goes shredded carpet. Didn't even know it was a thing, but the people who sold it to me assure me that it was from BMW and Land Rover, and it's a waste product. It's all brand new, it's just what's left over and fit in the car, so at least I'm relieved it's a premium brand. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. See you next time.